Hello friends, again, so many of you have asked doubts about, whether mentoring is necessary or not. See, this is a question like, how Dr. Ambedkar said about the Constitution. The Constitution is a document best run according to the people who are running that Constitution. Constitution per se is not going to help in anything. Who is going to do that, or implement the Constitution makes the implementation better. Likewise, mentoring, as students have asked, I feel that the person doing the mentoring, you should have an idea of students should have an idea of who that person is, because now I see that randomly, just by giving directions through a mobile phone or a message, I do not know how it will help a student to clear this exam. And many of them have asked me also. That's why I thought of making this video, whether see, I will give you 4, 5, 6 points. You think about it. Mentoring, what happens is that just by calling somebody or directing somebody, it's not possible for you to understand this exam and try to clearing this exam. But what students say is that they can get a direction. This is the second point I want to say. Direction towards where? Direction towards the exam. Sometimes what happens is that, see, if you ask me personally, I will say that this examination does not require reading current affairs material. But what if a mentor is there and the person directs you to reading only the PDF instead of the polity or a geography or something like that? It's going to be a problem. The third point is that what kind of a preparation somebody has to do depends on the person's the person's ability to understand something. You can take time as much as you want, but if you see, the direction comes through their view. So if I see this examination, I'm seeing this through this glass. So this UPSC is a personalized journey. It's kind of an enlightenment. It may seem like a very large word that I'm using, but it's a journey that you have to take. Depending on somebody is good. No, until and unless that person is like a bodhisattva. But now, fourth point which I saw was, now what has happened is that this culture of mentoring, every day directing, giving things like what to do or what not to do, which I sincerely believe is detrimental for student. That's why I have not, I have a program as a Sing Shang and an Acumen. I do mentoring, within that program. That is, you guys have to attend the classes, attend the way through which this examination is done, read newspaper. Then I might see any doubts that students may have would be cleared. What is, we should not think about mentoring as something as a separate thing, only direction. That's not going to have any complementary effect. So this is the last fifth point that I wanted to say. See, mentoring will work when it is clubbed with the methods, classes, revision, and newspaper, and the your preparation. So it should be a feedback loop. If I say that one chapter is very important and that chapter is not important, that's not the way to mentor. My job is for you to make you understand each and every topic. My job, if it is to pick and choose a chapter, what will happen is that, see, this is what is happening. You can think about it. Assuming that I give mentoring, or okay, I'll take the example of me. So I know that certain topics may come so in the UPSC preliminary examination, and what did I do means, if I direct you towards only that, you will not have this connection or an a correlation with other topics which may be necessary to write the topic that the examiner has asked. How I may write this exam is that, see, already I would have had the connection, I can go. So I am directing you to go for this important question. Mentoring through all these things is possible. So what we have, or what is my policy, is that we will have mentoring. The clarification that I wanted to give was in Xinjiang or whatever the program that preliminary examination program, or the acumen program that I do, or the anthropology batch I do, I have the mentoring program. I can direct the students what to read. You can read this, you read this and come. You can write the question. You can give me the question. I'll give you the feedback. Any problem that you may face in the examination, how to prepare, how to go through the examination, some problem personal problem which may arise, I am ready to do that. But provided you attend the classes and finish the portion, just by giving a mentoring session, I feel it's not productive to you and me. This should be a collaborative effort, where I feel that my personal opinion is that mentoring should be done only when students complete the portion and have a to and fro motion in preparation. And also please think about it from the as students, please think about it. I have written this examination several times. I have written 8 mains. I have gone to interviews several times, and I personally feel that I can direct you, give you direction, but I need you in the revision classes of preliminary examination, where we talk about polity, geography, economics, history, and then I can direct you to read something, or international relations, environment, and many other things. But for that, I need you to be in the class. I need you to, go in the direction in which the class goes, towards the book that I suggest, towards the newspaper that we discuss in the class. Then the mentoring will work. Then this chapter is important. Then it will work. But before starting that, if we approach as a narrow mentoring view, the result and the output will not come. My job as a teacher in civil services, which I have taken it in Minds of Aspirant, and my preparation from the starting till the end is for students to clear. This is what I wanted. I never wanted, personally, I never wanted to teach. That's why, till 8 mains, I never came to Ananagar to teach. I came to Ananagar only after I completed all my attempts. But that's a hard truth of life. You take the place. If something is blocked, you go to the other direction. So I came here. But when I came here, my job is the same thing. See, earlier I used to think that I will clear. So I used to see my name in my PDF, or my friends would clear. Same is the case now. If I teach somebody, I want them to clear. So I go for the steps necessary for clearing. Mentoring as a program may seem like an fancy program or a fancy name, but I genuinely don't feel that only mentoring. So underline the word only, giving direction, only asking you to read the things may not help in clearing. You have to read, you have to come, and for that I feel that this revision classes, Xinjiang or acumen, which we have proposed, through that preparing the mentoring would be a factor in this examination. And I will see, for example, some students who are there now preparing for mains have been there, participated in 2021. So 2022. Future also people, so this time who are preparing, they will write mains. They will be with me. I am going to mentor them. But the chance of only mentoring, reading a chapter, asking somebody to read a chapter, asking somebody to read the important points, asking somebody over phone to do something is not an viable option is what I feel. It has to be in this examination. I feel is like a sports. It has to be like, to and fro. I give you some inputs. You change that input into your own innovation, and you come back and with a better thing. That would be the point. Then we would think that, okay, this answer is better, that answer is better, very good. So you can go through this examination. This is what I also feel for anyone who wants to know about mentoring. Think about this. The examination is not such an easy examination. So somebody just giving some direction is not going to give you this examination. Go for things which are concrete. Trust in, for example, books. Trust in previous year question. Trust in newspaper. That will give you this examination. You think about it. There was a movement called as Renaissance and Enlightenment. Renaissance, or even you think about the Indian Renaissance movement. What is the movement about was the Western philosophers, Plato, Aristotle, and many other people, their interpretations were propagated through the years. Their interpretations and the interpretation of the religious institutions was propagated all across Europe. What happened was, all these interpretations, people kept on doing additions, their own thinking. They thought that this is what they have said or something like that. But ultimately, when it came to 15th century, 15th century or 16th century, what they had given as an way for philosophizing the society had changed completely. So what happened in the Renaissance movement was, go back to the original text, or as we had in India, go back to the Vedas. So the Vedas were interpreted so many times. That is what I am asking you to do. You are just seeing the interpretation of the interpretation of the interpretation of the interpretation of this examination wanting to be cleared. Go back to the original thing. What UPSC is asking you is from the basic books. What UPSC is asking you from the newspaper. What UPSC is asking you from the previous year question. Go to that. Mentoring is just an interpretation that can come. My point of an Xingshang or an acumen or a program that I do, or an anthropology that I take, I go to that point. The original text of UPSC, then I go for you to understand and read. This is my take on mentoring. And yes, as an institution, I have an institution to run. We have mentoring, but that mentoring is through Xingshang or a preliminary examination program. You have to write tests. You have to give me the test score. You have to, give me your progression of what you have read, so that I can mentor you. Same way, acumen, you have to write tests. You have to, I have to explain you how do you write a test, how do you interpret and interlink subjects. That's what is the acumen program. That's what we do. Then I can mentor you to write better, in mains or something like that. This is my take. Or even anthropology, I did that. You have to, come through the understanding of a topic, then write the question, then I can mentor you. Then I'm there to tell you what to read and what not to read and things like that. I will do that, immaterial of the name, whether it is mentoring or not mentoring. But through a institutionalized program, which gives you which gives you the accountability that I would do something, and which gives me the satisfaction that an outcome based approach can be done, rather than going into this ad hoc calling somebody. That's not the way to mentoring is what I personally feel. People may disagree with me, but think about it. Do not waste your time. Read newspaper, read the books, read the basic books, read it again and again with respect to integration with previous year question paper. You will clear this examination. All the best.